What is going on, party people? Welcome back to the best podcast on the planet, Knuckle Sandwich, of course, with your host, me, Brandon Anderson. Today, I just want to start the first 20 seconds off by saying thank you to the subscribers, especially the 20 new of you because of Jared Travis's little posse he's got hanging around. We're above 500 now, so now the goal's 1,000. So keep hitting the subscribe button. We ain't done yet. Today we got a super fun interview. This one's been long awaited. I've been telling Jared for the last year, bro, get a win and I'll get you on the podcast. It's only taken him a year to get a win, but it's all good. We're here now. So we're going to talk about his last win against Justin Mullins over at Attitude 33. We're going to talk about his weight cut. He just cut down to 175. He's usually a bigger guy, so I'm curious to see how that went for him. He did get injured in that fight. And then, of course, I've got a little game. Dope or whack is what we're going to call it here at the end. So it's going to be a fun night. Let's go ahead and bring Jared onto the screen. What's up, Jay Money? How are you, bro?
What up? I'm good.
This isn't the first time, technically, you've been on the podcast. We did the little, UFC thing that one time.
Yeah, I remember that. I had my little picks. They were all wrong.
They were terrible. Yeah, absolute garbage. But it's fine. Sipping your red wine, looking all fancy, man. How does it feel to be back in the win column, Jared?
Surreal. Felt really good. Obviously, long time coming. Had a lot of bull crap happen in 2024, so it felt like a long time coming for sure.
Yeah, it felt nice, I'm sure, to get it in Memphis, of course, at Attitude 33. Back in your backyard, had the big crowd, had the big slam. I mean, the fight really looked pretty good for you. You looked comfortable in there again.
Yeah, it finally felt like I was, getting in a groove, able to work everything, train a lot of things together, stay calm. Felt good at the weight, not fighting some 6'4" giant, So. I'm a muscular dude, but I'm not a big guy. So middleweight was rough.
I remember you're probably what, 5'4", 5'6"? So I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm sorry. But no, for real. I mean, so like you said, you've been fighting these guys that are like 6 foot something. Definitely at the disadvantage with the height and the reach. So to go down to 175, obviously you're on the track to go into 170. You're this big muscular guy. What was the weight cut like for you? I mean, I had talked to you, just through text a few times because when you told me you were going to 175, I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like I wanted to just understand what that process looked like. So for the other people, how was the weight cut? I guess number one, let's just start there. How was it for you?
Well, I mean, weight cutting is obviously it's a challenge for everybody, but I am a very disciplined person when it comes to my diet. So once we hit about 6 weeks out, I got on my diet and stayed on it until the week of the cut. And then I barely changed it, changed the portion size and everything. The water cut wasn't that bad. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think that 170 is going to be that hard. If that's all that 175, had to offer, then I think I'll be good at 170 as well. So it wasn't easy, but it wasn't nearly what it was knocked up to be. I think I handled it pretty well.
I think I remember you posting that morning that you were like 174 point something. So you were even below, which normally you'd probably be like 177 or something like that because you're weighing in at 5 p.m. and all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I think 170 is definitely in your future, 100%.
Definitely.
What is a weight cut like that? What were the key things for you? What were the takeaways for you? What do you feel like you could have done better at the weight cut at all? Or you think everything just went perfectly fine? What do you think it's going to take to get down to 170?
Honestly, like I probably won't change much. I will just allow myself to, cut more water when I go to 70. Like a lot of guys will get too scared and they'll diet down too much. And then you can't rehydrate as well and put as much back on. So I'll probably, pump the brakes on the diet a little bit, allow myself to eat a little bit more on fight week. Just so I can, rehydrate a little better. Because I did, even just before this last fight, I got a little sick rehydrating. So I didn't stop getting sick until about 2 or 3 in the morning. So, yeah. It wasn't that bad, though.
See, I've never had to
to be
cut weight. So
expected.
whenever people are like, "Oh, I'm just cutting water," this, that, I'm like, I know nutrition, but
Hmm.
like when it comes to like cutting weight, I'm still like very green in it, and I'm just like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I know, but I don't at the same time.
I
So
did it to myself, man. I knew better. Right after weigh-ins, I went and ate some stuff that I probably shouldn't have.
what was
Probably should
that?
have just I went to Elwood Shack. I don't know if you ever heard of Elwood Shack, have you?
Never, never.
Yeah. I had like one taco with some brisket in it, and I was just like, "You idiot! You shouldn't have done that." And I
Dang.
shouldn't have.
One
Yeah, I should
taco
not
put
have
you
done
over the
that.
edge.
Well, it's not that. It was like more so like how it was cooked. It was just a little too greasy. Your stomach is not used to that over the course of 6 weeks eating the same thing. So
Yeah, fair.
yeah,
Yeah, if I ever stray off of mine, I feel like crap like the next day, and it's like I'm not cutting weight, just you're on your nutrition, you're on your healthy eating, and then it's like, oh yeah, I feel like crap.
yeah. I should have just slowed my roll a little bit. I'd be all right though.
Fair.
I'll get it. I'll get it next time.
One of the interesting things I saw in this fight, which you had posted a reel, and this is how I found this out, but like knowing you already, but you are very good at like putting into the fight what you've been practicing. Does that make sense? Like your
Yeah.
training, you mirror it directly into the fight. What is I mean, obviously you showed some of the combinations and things like that that y'all worked on, but what was some of the things that you really like looked at? Did you watch film on Mullins at all to see what would work, or you just kind of pieced up a game
Mhm.
plan just to your strengths?
I kind of, bits and pieces of little things. Obviously, I watched a little film, but like more so like Kevin Peace and Trey Manley were the ones watching the film. I was more so like focused on me getting away, like because I when I was first starting out fighting, I would do that a lot. I would do a lot of research. A
Yeah.
lot of the pros in our camp actually asked me to do research for them and like break guys down. It's just something that I have an eye for. But when it comes to my fight, I wanted to get away from that and just focus on what I needed to do to win. So like obviously little subtle things Kevin and Trey would tell me to work on. Um, but yeah, me and Trey work together every week on, like I said, a lot of things. Hand traps, which you saw on that video that I posted. Open stance setups for my rear hand, which I utilized in the first round. I used an open stance high kick to close the distance and grab a body lock, which eventually led to my first takedown. Stuff like that, man. A lot of stuff that we knew were going to be there. Um, we just worked it and worked it and worked it. And obviously, the high crotch, the single leg, that's all stuff that's set up for my stature and my build. It works really well. I can't tell you how many freaking times me and Stewie and Kevin drilled the single leg and the three finishes from single leg. I lost count, dude, hundreds of times. So, but it worked out. So,
Worked out beautifully. You got the decision win over Justin Mullins, man. And so I guess what's next? What's on your radar now? You have a little injury going on right now with the shoulder, right? You kind of put that
mhm.
out on Facebook, but not a very long recovery process. So, I mean, what do you feel like is next? What are you moving into?
I would love to, if everything goes as planned, but we'll see. Heal up and hopefully fight again for Attitude either on May 3rd or May 31st. So I would obviously really want the 3rd because that's in Memphis. And that's obviously in my backyard. So if that goes well, then we'll aim for the 3rd on the card that Jaleel is headlining with Donovan Beard. If not, we'll go for the Arkansas card, and we'll
It's a
we'll
huge
take it from
fight.
there. It is a big
So
fight. That is
that's
a really
I'm
big fight.
for Jaleel to be coming off of a PFL run and back headlining Attitude in Memphis. That's
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah, that's big. It's
It's
big,
exciting. It's
and
exciting.
and we didn't even know about it. That we didn't know until we got to the venue, and all like the little posters they were handing out on the back of it had Jaleel and Donovan on it. So I sent Jaleel a
Dang.
picture. I was like, "What is this, bro?" He was like, "Surprise." So,
That's awesome, dude.
yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's pretty impressive that Attitude's doing 2 shows in 1 month as well, too. I mean, that's going to be a headache for Scotty and them, but I'm sure they'll pull it
yeah,
off beautifully.
they'll be all right.
Uh,
They'll be all right.
The biggest question that I have for you, Jared, it seems like the biggest conspiracy theory going around. Do you get tired in fights?
I think if you don't get tired, you're not doing something right. But I
There's
definitely
a there's some things going around on social media about after every single fight of yours that he's tired. He's tired. I could hear it on the video from Black Cat. I could hear it on the video from this last fight. Were you
mhm.
tired in either one of those fights? What's going on with the gas tank here?
I don't think that I was. Now, if you see, like, let's put it all together. If I am, let's say it's true. If I am, just out here getting gassed, it's paying off. I've got a knockout of the night. I've got a fight of the night. I've got a fight of the year. So it sounds like these boys need to catch up. But I don't feel like I was. I feel like I was good. I was able to push it. In the third round, I knew I was up 2 to nothing. So it's his job to push the pace at that point. Come take it. You know what I mean? Uh, and I ended up on top. Within the last 10 seconds. So
Hmm,
say what you
fair
want,
enough.
but
I had to poke the bear a little bit.
yeah, you good.
No, I would say that definitely in this fight with
Hmm.
Justin. I almost said Jared, and I was like, no, I'm talking to Jared. Justin.
Hmm.
But I would say, like, in this fight, in my opinion, you looked the most calm that I've seen you fight. The most composed, the most technical. Like that first round, you actually came out with some combinations, wasn't swinging for the fences, those kind of things. Like, didn't come out too aggressive, which you're normally known for in the last couple fights at least. Um,
Hmm.
it was nice to see that. It was refreshing to see that you come out a little more composed and not trying to knock his head off in the first round.
Yeah, that was really, my mental checklist before the fight was just be patient and let things come to you and set stuff up, like, because, like, me in practice versus me in the cage in the past 5 fights has not been, you know, it's not been, it's not translating well, if you will.
Mhm.
So I just really had to pump myself up and just tell myself, calm down. You got time. Set it up. Set things up. Be patient. Be poised. And I was able to, but I was extremely prepared for this fight. So preparation was key.
So May 3rd is what you're shooting for next. Any potential opponents on your mind? Anybody you think about fighting? Um,
I don't
anybody you have?
know. I mean, obviously, I have guys out there that I've thought about fighting. I don't know where they're at, obviously, but not necessarily. You want me to say some names, Brandon?
No, I mean you can say whatever you want, Jared. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking.
Yeah, man. I like the idea. There's some guys in Kentucky that I've thought about fighting. Some guys in Mississippi that I've thought about fighting. I don't know if that guy's going down to 55 or not, but that Dylan kid from Bushido, I like him a lot. I like
Dylan
his
Hurt.
fighting
Yep.
style. Yeah, I
He is
like that guy a
55.
lot.
He's 55.
He's
Yep.
55. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Another
Name that pops
guy.
into my head is the guy that you tore your bicep against, Jared Gonzalez. Seeing y'all
Yeah,
two in MMA would be wonderful. That'd
that's
be a
another
great fight.
guy. I really like Jared a lot. I like his fighting style. He's a gamer. Fights anybody. And then a couple guys that I saw on Black Tie that I really liked. I liked that Sinjin kid, even though he lost.
Hmm.
And then I liked that Josh Ward kid as well. He's
Oh,
a gamer
bro.
too.
Yeah,
So
Josh Ward. I
thought about
wonder if
all
he
those
could get to
guys.
75, man. He's a bigger guy too. Younger kid, but bigger
I
guy.
think I think he could. Obviously, that I'm pretty sure he took that one against Ty Arnold on short notice, didn't he?
No, no, not
No.
short notice. No,
Okay.
enough weeks in
Okay.
advance. Yeah, but he ended up weighing
Well.
181. So I mean, he cut down.
Oh.
Originally, he was trying to get an 85 fight and got down to 81. So I think he
Oh.
could be
Okay.
able to make 75. But I mean, he's only a 1-0 guy, which was impressive to me. He's got the kickboxing and wrestling experience, but only one MMA
Hmm.
fight. So yeah, no, I like all those. Those are
Every
great.
everybody I talk to seems to be convinced that the welterweight division in this region is the hardest to match. So,
Oh,
so I don't
no
know.
idea. No idea.
Whoever we get the names, like, obviously there'll be multiple names, and we'll see.
Yep, 100%. I do need to ask. You seem like a guy that is very routine. You like certain things. Are there any pet peeves that you have? Uh, whether that be like what other fighters do, what coaches do, what promotions do. You don't have to name anybody, but like anything that you see out there in the fighting world that you're like, man, this really icks me a little bit, a little irks me a little bit.
In what regard? You talking about like? Give me an example.
Bro,
I
that's
don't
I
really
don't I don't know
understand the
if
question.
man like no, I don't even know if I have an example, Jared. I was just trying to pick your brain a little bit, but
Got to be more specific, Brandon.
all right, well we may go back to this because I got to think of an
Okay.
example now. You can't choose your walkout song.
Oh yeah, that was some absolute garbage this last time at Attitude. But I
Well,
mean,
and
I
so like, do you
understand it
like have
too.
any pet peeves like that? Yeah, 100% copyright reasons, all that stuff,
Yeah.
LFA. But like, this is not taking shots at attitude. I want to throw that out there. But like, um, but yeah, I mean, like, are there anything that like maybe an opposing fighter does that you're like, man, like that really irks me? I don't know. Record
Man,
padding. Is that a pet peeve
when
of
it comes,
yours?
say again, record padding.
Record padding.
Yeah, that's silly, especially at the amateur level. I kind of understand it more so with early on pros, but at the amateur level, let you do just fight. You know what I mean? Like, get the experience, fight the hard fights, get it out of the way. I mean, you're not doing yourself any good, fighting people who are absolute tomato cans. But then again, who knows who is a tomato can and who ain't? It's
That's
all
a good
amateur
question.
shit.
That's a good
So
question. I guess we'll never find out till you hit pros. I want to. Were there any fights at Attitude that really stuck out to you at all, either, or also?
yeah, the Humphrey and Kimball fight
Bro,
was crazy.
Humphrey's tough.
Humphrey's somebody
Oh,
I've been watching for a few
and
years.
you threw
So
out his name to fight somebody the other day. You text me. Remember who that was?
wouldn't it Stewie?
Andrew Stewart,
And yeah,
Ronald
that's a
Humphrey.
fight that I would
That'd
pay
be a
good
crazy
money to
fight.
watch that fight.
That'd be a crazy
I would
fight.
pay good money to watch that fight.
Yeah.
That'd be a dope one. That'd be dope.
Mm,
So
that'd be
there's
good.
that one, and then the other one that I was obviously really keen on was Mitchell and Parker. So
Oh
Blake and
yeah,
Parker. I was
bro. I
really
was
excited for that one. Parker pulled
that
out a double
fight.
leg,
Dude, that fight turned out all the way up until the takedown. That fight turned out exactly how I thought it was going to be, though. Like both of those guys just going back and forth, war, throwing
banging it
hands,
out.
and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this is it right here. And yeah, and then the freaking takedown. I'm like, what is this, Parker? What the freak is this, Parker?
I was convinced somebody was going to get put to sleep, and then Parker pulled out a double leg. I was like, who is this guy? So,
Yeah,
yeah, it was dope.
fair. Um, the game we got to play, dope or whack. Now these are some MMA things that are like 50-50 down the middle for a lot of people. They're like, I don't really know like if it matters that much or it doesn't matter. So kind of like it matters to the fighter, or you think it's a good rule or whatever, or it doesn't matter that much. It's kind of whack. It's whatever. Make
Okay,
sense? Trying to go
got it.
into elaboration for you so you know the rules.
Good.
Jesus Christ. All right. Number one, walkout music. Is walkout music dope or is it whack?
Dope. Always dope, for
What is your
sure.
go-to? You have a go-to walkout song or do you change it every time?
Project Pat, Red Rum.
Gotta go with the Memphis stuff. Gotta
Yeah,
go with the
boy.
Memphis. Headgear in kickboxing
The
matches.
gayest thing since freaking, you know, two dicks touching. It's so gay.
And we just got completely censored, demonetized. YouTube just took us down. Man, like
It,
so what
it's
made me think of
terrible.
this is I went back and watched Ryan Collins and I's very first interview when I started the channel, and that was something we talked about was headgear. And like it brought up all these thoughts in my head of like how stupid headgear is for kickboxing matches. Um
Yeah.
like
What? So
like the
you mean to
movement
tell
of
me?
it.
I mean, we can do MMA
Mm,
in And amateurs, I think
Smaller
amateurs now
gloves.
are allowed to wear 4-ounce gloves in Tennessee.
Yep.
No shin pads. But when it's just kickboxing, we have to wear headgear and bigger gloves. It doesn't make sense.
And shin guards. Yeah,
It
it
doesn't
makes
make sense.
zero sense. Zero sense.
It doesn't make
Definitely
sense.
whack. You brought this to light to me in at Black Tie. No heel hooks in Tennessee. Is that dope or is that whack?
I don't know. Honestly, man, I haven't seen it too many times at the amateur level, so like I would say it's whack just because like it's gonna happen once in 100 times anyway, so
Mm,
why not? I
yeah.
don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not often hit in MMA anyways, but yeah, I'd say whack. Why not?
Fair.
Like let it happen.
12-6 elbows. They brought it back. Is that a dope rule?
Hmm.
A whack rule.
Dope. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why we're limiting the strikes. I think it was such a fallacy to begin with when they made that rule up, you know. I think it was just bullcrap anyways. So yeah, I think it's dope that they brought it back.
Fair. I already know your answer to this one because you kind of brought it up earlier, but record padding. Is that dope or is that whack?
Gay. Whack. Knock it off.
Jesus Christ. Man. Okay.
Sorry
Sparring.
for all your
Is
sponsors out
sparring?
there.
Yeah, it's all gone. Sparring. Dope or whack?
What you talking about like hard sparring?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that there's a time and place for it, but I think that it is. I would say sparring is dope, but it can easily get put into the whack category with the
Mm.
wrong people,
I figured this
for
was the
sure.
most controversial one that was going to take a little bit more thought.
Well, you see a lot of gym warriors out there who want to go hard in sparring and don't ever fight or always have excuses when it comes to fighting or something like, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I'd say it's dope if it's utilized properly.
Fair enough. I mean, Max Holloway would probably say otherwise, but that's fine. That's
Max
whack.
Holloway's also had like 30 fights, so he probably
He's
doesn't
the
need to spar
he's the
anymore.
BMF baby.
Hmm.
Uh, Jared, thank you for hopping on tonight. We will do this again
Hmm.
before your fight next time, so we can hype it up even more.
Indeed.
I'm gonna give you the floor. The floor is yours. Do your shout outs, your thank yous, your and all that good stuff.
Yeah, just shout out to my family, my team at Memphis Judo and Jiu Jitsu, obviously my wife and my kids. And I did recently get two new sponsorships. Um, so Pro Wire Systems out of Memphis, Tennessee, and Waldo's Chicken and Beer. Shout out to them boys. I appreciate y'all. Um, yeah, and just everybody, God, my teammates who helped me get this dub, my coaches, Trey, Kevin, Zach, Andy Urick, all y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And obviously, shout out to Knuckle Sandwich, baby.
Hey, that's always the one that I'm waiting on. That I'm like, man, is anybody gonna? No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Waiting on my
hoping
hoodie, boy.
Waldo's. Yeah, yeah. I told Jared if anybody's watching this, any fighters, I always send you a number. I'm like, hey, if you get us to X amount of subscribers, I'll send you some gear. Well, 500 is a big number because now we can get monetized eventually. We can start charging memberships, all that stuff for
Not if you
whatever. I
keep
don't.
bringing me on here, you ain't.
I know because you're gonna because you're gonna get us canceled. Uh, but I told Jared he could choose, hoodie, whatever, and of course he chooses a hoodie, and it's a 3X if anybody's asking. So,
Shut up.
was
No.
Waldo's where you got the taco where you got sick? I hope not.
Mm-mm, that was
Okay, good
Elwood
deal.
Shack.
That's right. You
That
did
was
say that.
totally
Never
my
mind.
fault, too.
I wanted to make sure that your sponsor didn't get you sick, and then you shouted them
No,
out and all that stuff. So,
no,
all good. Jared
no.
Travis, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, the like button, comment down below. Is Jared Travis a real fighter? Let me know.